of you guys have your own dream? Maybe becoming a doctor, earning a lot of money, or becoming a teacher? There was just normal guy, just ordinary guy. His dream was not that special or different. He wanted to create his own company, wanted to be a tailor, and he wanted to reunite his family that had been separated by poverty. Or he also resumed his education that he should quit because of poverty. Today, I'm going to talk about his dream of a tailor. First, I'm going to talk about awareness of problem, and then chasing the dream. Finally, I'm going to talk about afterwards. In 60s to 70s, Korean economy were really terrible, really awful. Because before that there was a Korean War, so many people had to work for 16 hours a day in a really, really small room. It was like they are stuffed in small room. They just working like machine. And there are a lot of people who got tuberculosis, and forced injection of amphetamines were really common practice, because the ventilation was really awful. So they had really a lot of disease and illness, but no one has any choice but to work, because at the time Korean economy was awful. They had to survive themselves. And then if they sick, they should be fired. But they couldn't complain. They couldn't protest at all. But this guy, John Taylor, was aware this problem different from other people. And at that time, he wrote a lot of letters like, today I'm working from 9 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. And for 1 month, I've been working for 8 days and 36 hours. And many people were really, really young, and they are under their growth period. So it's really awful for their body and their health. He wrote this kind of sheet, and then he also knew at that time about the Labor Standard Act. He didn't know before there was this kind of rule is, but he studied, and his dream was changing from his personal dream to public for all of labor's dream. So he wrote a lot of letters. In this letter, he wrote like this: Mr. Honorable President, how are you? I'm 22 years old guy who lives in Seoul. I have been in this field as a tailor for 5 years. 40%, over 20,000 of workers are under 15 years old. On average, they are working 16 hours a day, getting paid 90 to 101. For your information, now $1 is 1,000 won. So you can imagine how little they get paid. So please protect them before damaging more. And on another letter, he wrote, Mr. President, you are the father of your country. That is, you are a father of us. As a son, let you know our sore spot. If we blame our father without informing what we are suffered from or what our sore spot is, it goes against what is right. So he sent these kind of letters and sent it to President Park Chung-hee. But at that time, the Korean was really awful. So the President Park Chung-hee, he was only interested in Korean economy. So his goal was just to raise Korean economy, and he was putting Korean economy ahead everything else. So his letters and his effort was ignored, totally ignored. And also, he gathered a group of people, and he was trying to achieve his goal, his dream. He was trying to change everything, this condition, this awful condition on factory. It seemed succeeding, but after that, he met a huge resistance from government. So that effort was also failed. So as a result, as a final try to change these conditions, November 13th, 1970, in the middle of Pyeongwar Market, he worked slowly and calmly. And finally, he slowly took off something and set himself on fire. While burning, he was walking down the road and screaming, comply with the Labor Standard Act. We are not machines. Comply with the Labor Standard Act. We are not sewing machines. He was keeping saying these words, and he was working slowly. Until then, nobody was interested in him. He was just one of the laborers on Pyeongwar Market. And he was brought to a hospital, but at the time it was too late to save him. So he died at an early age of 22, like similar age as us. And the last words said to his mother were, "Everything that I couldn't do, please continue it for me." So his dream, trying to fix this problem, trying to solve this problem, was ignored and shattered, and he passed away. But afterwards, there was huge impact. Korean people started paying attention to his life and his story, and many mass media and many kind of social groups were interested in his story and trying to change this society instead of him. So his death, his sacrifice motivated other workers to take up the struggle, and eventually led to creation of labor unions. So this movement for rights of laborers